Waza. After last
Thank you.
week's episode with Torab, we have today another guest from the movement ecosystem. It's Joan from Razor. Razor is one wallet provider of the movement ecosystem, one of the OG projects, which was one of the first which I already saw on movement. So, hi, Joan. Nice to meet you. And can you give us a little introduction to yourself and how you came to blockchain movement and Razor?
All right, thank you so much. As I've been introduced, I'm one of the team members at Razor, and we provide wallet infrastructure and other basic infrastructure for movements, blockchain. We personally, I joined crypto. I've been hearing about crypto since 2015, 2014, 2015. The Bitcoin boom, and some of my classmates back then tried to hook me up with, but they weren't well, let's just be honest. Back in the day, crypto wasn't really used by the best people. Most of the people that we know that used crypto back then were people that had transactions to carry out in the black markets, from where I'm from. So I wasn't rolling with that exact crowd back then, but around 2019, 2020, especially with the outbreak of the coronavirus, I figured out that okay, this could be the next thing. And then for the first time, I took a deep dive into the technology surrounding crypto, and I decided that okay, this could be the next thing. So I studied, and with that, I got introduced to airdrops. I got introduced to airdrops, and since then, I've just been active. Since then, I've
Brilliant.
just been active on crypto. So I got introduced to crypto back then, and I played around on Ethereum, Algorand, Solana, but then I started seeing that there were more opportunities in building because you want to join communities, but the best way to contribute to a community is to be part of the most active members of the community. And this included the builders, the community developers, the moderators, most active members of the community, those that write stories, those that write threads, those that make memes. So since then, I tried getting into some of the OG projects on Algorand, and with that, I got introduced to actually building on chain. And that's where I met some of the people that we now work with, and we gathered from those places, and we tried to put something together. So when the opportunity came to build a movement last year, I think we started building around November last year, but we actually put the
Okay.
team together around October last year,
Okay.
2023. So we got together and then we discussed the possibilities that we see coming out of this. Since they already had backgrounds on Aptos, Sui, and it was basically move language, right? They just
Yeah.
said, yeah, pretty sure we can do something with this. Let's see what we can do with this. And one of the things that we noticed at first was that there were no native wallet providers. Since it was a new blockchain, so we took the
Hmm.
opportunity, we put together UX, tried out different UX, tried out different UI, tried to see how do we make this happen. What do users really want in a wallet at the testnet stage? What do they want in a wallet in the mainnet stage? What are the features that let's put the community first? What do they want? What is it that coming into this blockchain, right? It's move. What do they want to see in this blockchain, and what does this blockchain have to offer, and how are we going to make it happen in this wallet that we want to build? So we started trying out stuff. We built some stuff. We tried stuff, new stuff, added, deleted. Back then, back on one of the before we published the Chrome store, we would send it across to each other. We would implement the build on Chrome, try out different things, see the features that work, those that didn't work. And as one of the things we wanted to do first was when people install the wallets, they would have like a maiden OG version, the NFT version, or something that you can have on your wallet to say that yeah, I was among the first 1,000 people that installed this wallet. I was among the first 10,000 people that installed this wallet. And this was what I did with the wallet, that kind of thing. But then movements reset. They reset the testnet. So everybody lost that. And then the NFT implementing standards and stuff like that. But after that, we just decided to scrap the entire welcome to movement NFT thing and then decided to just build. But overall, it was really nice because it was more of the friends we made and then the new things we learned working
Hmm.
together. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So you came basically from the up to Sui world and then came to movement and
Not from the wallets per se. I On Aptos, I minted Aptos monkeys, Aptos mingos. So I was an active member of those communities, but
hmm,
yeah, eventually. So we're part of those that said, okay, we are going to do this. I had a couple of Aptos monkeys back then. I tried buying a couple of coins on Sui. So I was familiar with the ecosystem. I wouldn't say I was an overzealous member or something like that. But I've been part of communities before. I'm an active member of Mad Lads community on Solana. I hold Mad Lads. I'm active there and stuff like that. You can actually see my profile picture and stuff like that. So I've been part of communities. I'm an active member of Mimland too. From potatoes, like before they went to the captain's mint and stuff like that. Of course, I couldn't afford the Mimland MVPs, but I held the potatoes stuff, and I also held the captains. Yeah. So since then, I've actually been active, and I understand that while you are trying to ship products, while you are active in crypto, it's more of the people. People often make the mistake of thinking they have products, but our approach on Razor is to believe we have people. It's you want to always say, I have this product, I have this, I have a product that I want 1,000 people to use. But I
hmm,
feel that it would be a much better approach to say, I have 1,000 people that would want to try this. It's a much better
okay.
approach towards our system of business. So we are doing it. I know it sounds cliche and stuff, but we are actually doing it for the people.
In your view, what do or which role do wallets actually play in the Web3 ecosystem? Is it like something special to the different world we are used to?
Yeah, to me, I'm speaking for myself here, but
Hmm?
to me, I believe that your wallet experience is your introduction to any blockchain.
Yeah.
Your wallet experience is your introduction to any blockchain. It is how people viewed Ethereum in the olden days depended on, no, well, I wouldn't say the olden days, but like up until recently, how people viewed Ethereum was their experience with MetaMask. How people viewed Solana. I know because, like I said, I was very active in the early days of Solana. Solana didn't exactly have an actual wallet application. Solana had this Solet.io. It was a website. Algorand too, they had myalgo.com or something like that. It was just
Hmm.
you open a website, you have your wallet in the website, you keep different tabs open. One tab for interacting with the website, and then the other tab for accepting and signing transactions. It was a thing. Solana had it, Algorand had it. So your experience in that ecosystem depended on those wallet providers that built in web. My experience to Solana was Solid. So if I didn't have a phone or a device that could keep multiple tabs open, Solana is complex, it's difficult to use. And then on Ethereum, we had Trust Wallet then. So my approach to wallets is how this wallet functions is how you view this ecosystem. If it's very easy to send and receive tokens or NFTs or anything in this wallet
Hmm.
on this ecosystem. So you say it's very difficult to sign transactions on Algorand because, like I said, back then they didn't have wallet. Right now they have Pera, but back then it was I have to keep multiple tabs open. And if my RAM started acting up and I had to close tabs, that was it. I had to start afresh. Sometimes if you don't exactly keep things open, or if you mistakenly forget that you're on an incognito tab when you open a page, you have to sign in your private keys once more to sign in transaction. And those things, they were frustrating back then. But right now, I can say that, more recently, there have been better wallet providers, better wallet infrastructures, and things like that. And people are getting the newer experiences. But number one, the usage or the ease with which users transact with a blockchain depends on the wallet. And yeah, that's basically it. So they also provide how you feel about a system, because you can say I know that this ecosystem is secure. This ecosystem is basically unhackable. But if the wallet provider is insecure or a
Hmm.
problem, it becomes how you feel about it. And a good example of this is what happened with Slope on Solana.
Hmm.
So that was 2 years ago, I think. You would remember. So Slope got compromised, and everybody who ever used Slope got drained of all their money.
Hmm.
And that really took Solana wasn't really having the best of time back then, and the entire Slope situation messed things up further. So we want to make sure that it is easily usable. Users can have access to our wallets. They use our wallet. They feel safe using our wallets. The transactions are fast and all those other things because we want you to have the best experience on movements. How people see the movement blockchain depends on how beautiful, how easy, how nice it is to use Razor wallets. So we want to make sure that everything works on our end so that when there's an issue, you see, okay, this is the issue. This blockchain has this particular issue, or this blockchain makes things way easier to use. So that's the
Yeah.
vision we have for our wallet users. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, you already said before you also came like when the DeFi summer came up, and I think DeFi summer was also the same time like when MetaMask was getting popular. So as you
Mm,
said, the wallet is like the entrance to the blockchain you are using. In that
yes.
context, did you identify some key challenges in traditional Web3 wallets, which you maybe want to tackle with Razor Wallet, or did they have any influence on the development of the Razor Wallet? Are there like specific hot points you are focusing on?
Yeah, we want to focus on security and ease of use. Security, I took certain classes in cryptography and cybersecurity, and we noticed that most times the issues that people have in cybersecurity especially was the person. More often than not, the security, the breaches, most of the breaches or security issues that arise in cryptocurrency, for example, depend on the persons or responsible for the stuff. So we want to try to make it difficult for you as a person. We call this idiot proof technology. So we want to make it difficult for you to get compromised even as a person. An example would be users having to go to particular websites to access something. So I want to access, say, movement gorillas, and then I forget, is it movementgorillas.com? Is it movers.net? Is it
Hmm.
movers.org? Is the gorilla spelled with a Z or an S? You understand this kind of thing? So that's one of the things we want to tackle. We want everything to be in wallets. And even when it's not an app that can be run in your wallet, we want you to have access to that app from your wallet. Use your wallet to sign in as a key identifier that, okay, this is me. And then I want to access this service from my wallet. So it's one of the things we want to tackle the ease of being compromised, or we want to make it much more difficult for you to be compromised because you forgot a website or because you signed something that looked like a particular website, right? So someone shares a link on Twitter, for example, and it's a suspicious link, but we already know that okay, this is something that is quite common, and then you mess up and go to a suspicious site, which drains you of everything you could. So in that kind of situation, Razor Wallet will trigger something and say, "Oh yeah, we know this site, and we think you are trying to access this, but somehow you're accessing this," and then we'll ensure that you really want to go to this site. Listen,
Hmm.
this is probably going to drain you. We don't want you going there. And if it's gorilla movers that you're trying to access, this is the one we want you to go to. So doing this would mean that we have to integrate a lot of our partners into our wallet natively. So you want to swap. We are not going to, of course, monopolize everywhere because, of course, we have Razor decks. But then you might not want to use Razor decks at the moment. You might want to use interest decks, or you might want to use something else. We still provide access to those sites in a very safe and secure manner so that you don't compromise yourself trying to access those sites, and everything else just becomes natively easier for you. Of course, we are going to focus on user improvements because, like I said, we are not building this for ourselves. We are not the people are the major community. The Razor is about the community, not about the product
Mm.
for us, right? So we are not saying we are making this for Razor. So what this entails is that we are going to have to listen to everything the community members want, and then we are going to say, okay, how about we do it this way? Which means that going forward from here, we are going to access every single complaint or every single UI or UX idea that anyone has, and we'll be like, okay, so this is what we want to do. Fine. Let's see how it's going to work out. We'll run the diagnostics, we'll test it out, and if it works out, sure, why not? But to the best of our abilities, we are going to try to make sure that the UI, the UX is going to be the best you can get, both on movement and any other blockchain.
So, as you said, Razor was one of the first wallets in on Movement, and as we know, Movement has different chains it's built on. It's like the M1 layer, the M2 layer. You have
Mm.
the EVM. How does Razor do the integration with those chains? And maybe is that something you don't have on other wallets?
Movement is the first blockchain that has three different networks in one blockchain. And of course, there are others like there is Dimension, but it moves two ways, not three. So in the early days, this posed problems with key generation and pathway derivations and stuff like that. So the dev team actually they put a lot of work into this. They try to find the best way to make it happen. We try to work with the movement team on this part because they had different ways of making it happen. So all we had to do was walk around with them. How do you guys make the M1, the M2, the MEVM interact with each other, right? And then we implemented that in our wallet. So what this means is that we had this group chat with the a Telegram group chat with the movement team where we built everything with them. That's why sometimes you see users complain that okay, this didn't work on this wallet, but when we tried it with Razor, it worked because we tried to sort every single issue with the movement team. Okay, this issue kind of came up while we are working on this. How do you guys handle it? And then they patch us next to one of their engineers. We go around it. So we worked very closely with the movement team to understand how the blockchain worked. And then we integrated that with our wallet, implemented it on our wallet to make sure that everything goes well.
And you had all those three in one wallet combined? Because for other wallets, you can see, yeah, we support maybe the M1, but don't support the other ones. But you were from the beginning like integrating all those three layers into
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Also, I think we are the only wallet that actually focuses on one blockchain per se on movement. It's because you have some other wallets they have support for that's in them in the wallets. I wouldn't go around calling other wallets, but let's say you have this wallet A, right? Wallet A
Mm.
supports Ethereum, supports BSC, supports Aptos, supports Sui, supports Solana. So every time you are trying to create a wallet, you are trying to create an Aptos wallet on this wallet A, for example, right? You are trying to create an Aptos wallet, so you create an Aptos wallet. You are trying to create a Sui wallet, you are creating a Sui wallet. You are trying to create an MEVM wallet, and then you get an MEVM wallet on that blockchain. But when it comes to Razor, to generate a key, to generate your wallet, right? It generates one on Aptos, on Sui, and on MEVM at the same time. So it
Mm.
kind of binds together to make sure that okay, this wallet, this is it on M1, this is it on M2, this is it on MEVM. It generates all three wallets at the same time. Unlike the
Mm.
other wallets where it generates for Aptos, generates for Sui, then generates for MEVM. Now you have different wallets trying to interact with something. But on Razor, you have the same wallets operating on three different blockchains. Unlike the other ones where you have three different, because basically that's each one is your equivalent address on that blockchain in that wallet. So you have wallet A, network A, wallet A, network B, right? But here you just have Razor interacting with three blockchains in one wallet. So now that kind of synergy that you get from Razor, it's I think it's unique to Razor.
Mm.
So that's why sometimes we have issues or people saying that they tried importing and then it's giving them an entirely different experience. Is because that's not the way the blockchain works. and we understand how the blockchain works, and we try to implement our wallet according to how the blockchain works. Of course, over time there are going to be improvements, so that if you even if you generate three different wallets on other blockchains, we'll try to find a way to make it work when importing to Razor. But right now, three wallets are three wallets, and one wallet is one wallet. And Razor is the unique experience to that.
Cool. So you mentioned already some parts of the user experience as the most important thing which the user faces when coming on the blockchain. Do you have or did you implement some special steps to identify like what is user friendly experience, and did you maybe put in some key features which address those common user pain points?
So we studied all those, and then we tried to find a some sort of balance between what the devs can implement and what the users want. So for the meantime, we are going to rely on doing what we know how to do best, but we also need community feedback to help guide us. People might want something to be shiny or something to be bold, or for people that have certain issues like say color blindness or something like that and not being able to see certain keys. We are going to have to rely on their feedback to make this work. So right now, the best we can do is user feedback and then our experiences using all those other wallets.
Okay, so
Yeah.
very community based approach. So next to community, we of course have also the developers. Does Razor support developers somehow who are building on the movement network? And maybe do you provide them some special tools or special resources which they can use?
Yes, we have our wallet kits on our website. We have the Razor wallet kit on our website. So the site is kit.razor razorwallet.xyz. So we try to provide a wallet kit for developers who want to integrate Razor onto their product. And the second you click on those links, you also get a direct line to contact any of us. I think it was recently removed because someone tried to fish us. But we have Telegram groups and of course our Discord, right? So as a developer, once you reach out to Razor, we are there immediately, and then we'll try to assist you as much as we can. So for MEVM, we have our wallet kits, but because we've implemented certain wallet standards, say we have the Aptos standard implemented, the Swiss standard implemented, and then the MEVM standard implemented. That's the MEVM wallet kit. So that's why anytime you go to any website that uses anything that we provide, when you try to connect a wallet, you see Razor Wallet there because by default it's supposed to pop up and then you can build with it. One of the teams that did this very beautifully was Mosaic team, the Mosaic team, Mosaic on movement. They
Yeah.
before we could even talk with them, they've had everything implemented. It was beautiful and it worked perfectly. So it's proof that most times you might not really need to contact us for everything to work. Habitus too. Habitus implemented Razor Wallet before we could talk to them. And then the thing is that when you now run into any issues or when you run into any issues while trying to use our wallets, the second you reach out to us, we'll try to the best of our abilities to provide you with anything you might need to implement our wallets issues. A good example is on bracket.gg, the
Hmm.
casino. They implemented our wallet, but then there was this particular issue where signing kind of got complicated because MetaMask and Phantom always try to pop up. MetaMask and Phantom always try to front run your transactions. So the second they reached out to us, we worked together tirelessly and then we fixed it. So now Razor is almost flawless on brackets. So while we have supports and readily available kits, which we update all the time. So every time movement rolls out something, we try to check compatibility and accessibility, and as soon as we can adjust it, we make all the necessary adjustments. And if you still have any issues with that, contact us and we'll work together with you, fix everything. That's it. So other than that, we also have like I said, the Razor Wallet kit and any other thing that you might need. Just contact me on Telegram or on Discord and we'll set up a Telegram group chat. We'll walk through any of the issues that you're facing, and before you know what's up, boom, it's in there. And it's not just the teams reaching out to us. Sometimes we also reach out to the teams because, like I said earlier when we were starting, we want Razor to be the entire experience, right? We want Razor to be the experience getting into movements. We want the movement experience to be native to Razor. You want to experience a blockchain, you come to this wallet, right? So it will not align with our goals for us to have anything not work on Razor Wallet, right? We also want to integrate it so that our users don't have to go out looking for you. We want our users to also be able to discover you when they open our wallet, right? An example would be Avitus and interest decks, right? You don't have to go to Avitus Labs, or you don't have to go to interest decks, or you don't have to go to Route X, right, to get the experience, because once you open Razor wallets, you see them there. So you
Mm,
also have the opportunity to discover all these ecosystems natively on our wallet. So when the teams don't reach out to us, we reach out to them. So
okay.
any developer team that we see that they are trying their best to bring their product to movement and they are somehow not compatible with us, we reach out to them. We try to make the best out of it.
Yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing on the ecosystem, seeing different teams teaming up together to build the best experience for the end user in the end. And
Yes.
so it's really nice to see how those projects integrate with each other. I mean, you mentioned them before with all the other Bracket and Avitus and Mosaic. So that's really cool to
Yes.
see. And with those integrations and maybe others, do you want to help the users to engage with the movement ecosystem? Like, other like special functionalities which you want to empower the users to use in the movement ecosystem, like, I don't know, governance, staking, other dApps?
Yes, of course, of course, of course. We were working closely with certain teams to find incentivization methods or incentivization techniques to use into onboarding people into crypto. Now, what we don't want to do, right, is farm users. That's one of the things we don't want to do. We don't want to have users do thousands of tasks and do millions of swaps before they can qualify for any of the incentives. So we are trying to find some of the best ways to engage users actively. The products that we cannot make ourselves, we integrate it to the best of our abilities with our partners, right?
Okay.
There's Sate Finance right now, and they have lending yield aggregator. So if Razor doesn't have our own yield aggregator, we work closely with Sate Finance to make sure that you get access to the best yield aggregator with ease,
Hmm.
almost everything natively from your wallet. And then the ones that require you to go to the site, you go to the site from your wallet, you connect your wallet, you get the best experience, but you feel everything within your wallet. So that's the experience we want to make. So we might have certain things that we cannot obviously reveal at this stage. But one thing that we are sure of is that while we are working closely to do the ones that we can, the ones that we cannot, we are going to work closely with the teams that are providing it to make sure that our wallet users get the best experience out of it.
Okay. Amazing. You already mentioned some stuff before, like, that Razor is only on movement, where when looking forward to upcoming features, upcoming future, would you say, or can you tell us something, what could be coming? Maybe do you have plans to going on other chains maybe as well, or is it like focus on movement?
Yeah, yeah. For now, we don't have plans to expand to other blockchains.
Okay.
We don't. So what we are going to do is to make movement one of the best blockchains to the best of our ability. So instead of trying to expand into all those other blockchains, we can just, what's wrong with movement? What is it in movement that you don't see on other blockchains, and why can't it be done on movement? So
Okay.
we are going to we're in a community of developers that are always working around the clock, the movers chat and everything, to try to make sure that everything you see on other blockchains are on movement. So right now we don't have any such plans. So some of the other features that we are going to have in our wallets, they would include and in wallet swaps.
Hmm?
So in the wallet app right now, there is no swap button there, right? So anytime you want to swap a token, you have to go to either interest or you have to go to either Razor or interest or Route X or depending on whichever one you want to go to, right? So, but over time, we are going to get the best aggregating, the best market makers and everything, and then build a very functional in wallet swap so that you don't necessarily have to go from site to site trying to find the best one. So if the best route at the moment would be to do something through RazorDex, right? Using Mosaic aggregator or Route X aggregator or use depending on what you want to do, it will be there in the wallet, right? So you just head onto your swap page, enter the token you want to swap from and the token you want to swap to. Once you click swap, boom, you have it in your wallet with very, very little to in fact, very negligible fees because of course you have to pay the products, the people that you're using their infrastructure. So we are going to get you get the lowest fees, the least amount of jumps, the best routes and everything, and it will be in your wallet before you know what's up. So that's one of the things that we have coming up. And I'm not sure I'm allowed to say this, but we also want to have a Razor service kind of thing where you can be identified using your wallet. No, not
Hmm.
doxed. It's different,
Yeah.
not doxed, just identified. So you could have let's say if you decide to use zadam.razor, for example,
Hmm.
now without having to we'll find a way to make it work. But it's one of the things that
Okay.
we want to implement in our wallet. So when I want to send money to Zadam, for example, am I getting the pronunciation correctly?
Yeah,
Zadam.
yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yes. So when I want to send money to Zedam and I don't have Zedam's address, I can try to find it. Of course, you would choose if you want people to find you by wallet and then they can send to you. There will be a way to identify that okay, this is you and this is the person I'm trying to send money to, or ping or send a message to, or whatever it is that we are going to do. We are still working on the technicalities. That's why we are not revealing it right now. But those that listen to the podcast, you get earlier offers. So yes. And we are working on some other things, some other prospects, the features that we think that people are going to have. So we are going to be integrating an NFT marketplace. Anyone that comes up. So we'll integrate this into our wallet so that you can natively list your NFT from the wallet, right? So
Okay.
as soon as the NFT indexers are up and running and functional and everything, we'll try to find the ones that will work with. And like I said, if we can't build it, we find those that built it and then make the best out of it, right? So we'll find any of these NFT marketplaces and then integrate it so that when you can buy an NFT directly from your wallet, you can sell an NFT directly from your wallet, you can transfer NFTs with ease, and then other things that are going to do. But the one that we can promise you that is really coming and is almost ready is the in wallet swap and the Razor identification means and the NFT
Okay.
place. But then, like I said, we are community centric. So anything our users want us to add to the wallet and we can add it. Sure, why not?
Okay. So just to sum up things, you said you have a very strong focus or main focus on movement. You have a long term vision for movement. You are
Yes.
very concentrated on the community and the community's wishes about UX and security and stuff.
Mm.
So maybe one last question: how can users reach out to you? You already mentioned your Discord. Are there other possibilities, or how should they contact you on Discord when they have wishes about UX and stuff?
So right now we have about 4 or 5 senior moderators, around 90 members, and then the co-founders, right? And the second you open a ticket on our Discord, all of them are notified. So once you want to reach out to us, sure. Our Discord is just slash RazorDAO, right? And then our Twitter, we check our mentions from time to time. Of course, there are lots of mentions because the testnet is going on right now, and some of the tasks include pinging certain communities, especially for features and replies. So it gets messy sometimes, but while it's not messy and all the notifications, because we are always checking those notifications. So if you tag us on Twitter, if you open a ticket on our Discord, we will be there, right? So
Okay.
that's it. Like I always say, our Discord is Discord/RazorDAO. Our Twitter is at RazorDAO and at RazorDex underscore. So yeah, we are always going
Yeah.
to be, because we already started out saying we are community centric, we are community focused. We pay attention to the community. Now, sometimes we might not easily reply some of the things. Like some people ask repetitive questions all the time. You say, okay, the faucet is down or the RPC is down, right? And then the next message says the RPC is down, and the message after that says the RPC is down. Of course, you don't expect us to reply to all of them at once, but just be rest assured that as long as you tag us to something, we are seeing it. And if it hasn't been answered before, if it hasn't been raised before, if it hasn't been constantly answered, we are going to be there. And even if it has been constantly answered, as long as our moderators are there, they will provide help. The team members will also provide help. We are working around the clock to make sure that everybody gets the best out of the movement ecosystem and the RazorDAO ecosystem.
Yeah, and I can definitely approve that. You are very fast in answering. We had both with Gorilla Movers and of course with the Movecast quick interactions and yeah, really fast response times. So I can
Thank you so
definitely say
much.
you are definitely community centric and yeah, close to the community. Yeah, so to finish, do you have something else you want to share with the community? Say to the community?
All right. So I've always wanted to say this. Now, the point of a test net is to test for systems that we think work, but under traffic, how much can they hold up, right? So just believe that this is a test net and things are supposed to break. Things might not work at all points in time, right? Things might have slight bugs, and we are aware of the situation, and we are trying to do our best to make sure that we sort this. So all we really need from the community is patience and understanding. We need them to believe that, we need them to understand that when you spot a bug, it might take a few minutes or a few hours to sort. So you don't instantly raise a ticket, say that you experience this program or this fault while using a particular program, or you experience a particular problem, and why is it not sorted immediately, right? The second you raise a ticket, like I said, we've seen it and we're working on it. We might tell you, okay, this is where it is, and then we start working on it, we start looking into it, and as soon as it's ready, you can try again and then see if it has still working to the best of your knowledge. So it's a test net. Things will not always work 100%. Raise your issues and then be patient while we work through it. Don't go to the Discord and say this is bad, or this is horrible, or this is that. It's not good. I for one, I don't like when people criticize something negatively. You say this is an issue with your wallet. Don't say this is a very bad wallet, right? Say this is this issue that I experienced using this wallet. Don't say this is a very bad dex. Say these are the issues I experienced with this dex, right? Because saying that it's bad or it's horrible or it does not work doesn't give us an insight to what the issue is. But then when you state the issue that you have with this, right? Because if we are being community focused, we need to know what you are complaining about. If you are complaining but you're not really saying anything, we don't know how to help you. But if you're complaining and you're saying the UX, sometimes I don't see this. I am someone that I have visual impairments, therefore this color on this color doesn't really work for me. Then we try to the best of our abilities to make it work for you. But saying this doesn't work for visually impaired people, or when you just say this doesn't work or I can't see this, we don't know why you can't see it and we don't know how to help you. But then you say this doesn't work this way, this is why it doesn't work this way, and please can you do something to make it work this way. then we look into it and do the best we can to make it work for you. So we would love it if people can be constructive with their criticisms. If you are going to raise an issue with us, say what your problem is, and then we'll try to see how to sort it. Don't just go around saying weird stuff like this is horrible or this is bad or that kind of thing. And it's a test net. Of course, the amount of traffic, most of the times, the amount of traffic that test nets hold don't really apply when mainnet goes live. And because there are
True.
15 million people trying to build something that can support, let's say, 50 million people, you might be that 15 million and one person, and it will tend to break. Doesn't mean that it's faulty, doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It's that, listen, it doesn't work right now, and we're on top of the situation and we're trying to make the best out of it. This doesn't only apply to Razor Wallet, it applies to movement blockchain as a whole, right? So instead of saying meaningless things and whatever it is that people do, just try to be constructive in your criticism and then put the word out there that Razor Wallet is like really good and we're going to treat everybody well. And yeah, basically that's it. So help us to help you, help us to know what you want, help us to serve you better.
Yeah, great point in
Right.
the end, Johan. I think as a community, we have to work together, learn from each other, and as you said, to the customers and to the members, give constructive feedback, don't complain. And in the end, the better the constructive complaints are, the better the result can be. And so, thank you, Johan, for coming today to the Movecast. I wish you the best for the upcoming testnet and of course mainnet. And very interesting to see how the way with Razor is going on.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having us. And please let us know if there is any way we can help you too.
Sure.